it was absolutely insane to the point that I just didn't understand what was going on. And what I decided was that the anger came from me having to erase this person from existence as though they never existed. Because that was my job. I went around closing his accounts, doing all of those things, and all I was doing was erasing this number as though he never existed on earth.
But why would you feel that way when earlier on you alluded to the fact that you are spiritual and not necessarily religious? Why would you feel? Because a spiritual connection doesn't break.
It doesn't, and the thing is, this only happened within a year after he passed away. That's where the spirituality came on. That's when I started questioning everything and trying to understand what happens, what is life after death, what exactly is going on. So the spirituality side of things literally evolved a year after he passed away. So that is who I am now. I am spiritual. But at the time, I was this really, really angry person who didn't understand what was going on. And literally erasing him really upset me to the point that I was like, no, I refuse. This is not going to happen. He's an incredible human being. He deserves to be remembered. He's gone through so many struggles. He's held his literally his entire life, and I did not want that to be forgotten anyway. So what I started was Dressed with Legacy, and it started off. The concept around it was that I want to tell the stories of ordinary people who are going to pass away, who have passed away, who just aren't in any history books. They haven't done anything substantial to the eyes of, society's standards of what is considered substantial. But these are people who deserve to be remembered because of the families that they had, the lives that they had. And what it was going to be was my dedication to my dad in order to say, okay, this is for you, for people to get to know you, for people to understand you. It was going to be a lot of storytelling about who he is and the type of person and his life and literally everything about him. And it was something that I wanted to just open up to everyone. I mean, what I've done at this point is that I've started the Instagram page. It's gaining a lot of traction, which is awesome. It's amazing how much death unites people. I mean, death, birth, love, those are the only things that kind of unite people. There's no prejudice around any of it. It's something we're all going to experience. And people are just resonating with it from a human level. I think it's followed by a lot of like-hearted people. And that is the space that it's in at this point. It's storytelling, and that's what I definitely want to encourage other people to do, is to contact me to be able to say, I have a story of an incredible human being. I want to talk to you about it. And the reason why it's called Dressed with Legacy is because the stage of our grieving process at this point is we have to give away the clothes of my dad. It's been 2 years now. We haven't reached that point where we were ready to release. And what we're doing at this point is I wanted his memories to be attached to that. So just a little simple something from my side to say, I'm donating this clothes to charities. There's a tag that's going to be attached to it, and it's going to say, Roy Sona enjoyed going to the casino, or Roy Sona had 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement. I wanted his memory to live just one step further than what it is. And I think a lot of people are going to resonate with that, because that whole grieving process it's horrible. It's really horrible.
So is Dressed with Legacy, is it a registered non-profit or is it a for-profit social enterprise? What are the legalities around the status of its structure?
So at the moment, it's going to be registered as a for-profit social. Reason being, I literally left corporate in order to pursue this. Um, the exchange of clothes, I don't expect there to be any income generated from that naturally. It's through the storytelling and through podcasts and through those type of platforms that I'm hoping it becomes a platform in order to generate income. But literally, it was started in November last year, so it's still very early stages. But it's also through retreats and events and workshops. So working with different organizations in order to host grief education workshops or release. Yeah.
So that was going to be my next question then. Um, because I, as a social entrepreneur myself, have projects where people are under the impression that this guy is just a volunteer and so forth. But at the end of the day, your rent and your stuff
still a
can't be paid
business.
by volunteerism.
Yeah.
So I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you, how do you plan on making money? Or how do you plan on deriving an income from the amazing work that you are doing? Because, like I'm saying, we live in South Africa and people are going to mistake what you are doing as it just being a charity thing or volunteerism thing where the narrative is that you're not supposed to be making money from it. What is your plan? How do you plan on capitalizing so that you can also at the end of the day live and be able to smile? Not that money is going to bring the smile, but money is going to bring the inconvenience. I'm sorry, it's going to bring the convenience
Sure.
that will assist you, because without the money, life will be inconvenient.
Yeah, no, not having a salary for the past 4 months is definitely starting to become very inconvenient. So the things that I plan on doing is obviously workshops, events, that type of thing. So that type of space would be income generating. I also want to be able to do activities, and activities in a sense that my main focus area that I'm going to be working on quite closely in the next month is activities for widows and widowers. And no, it's not going to be a Tinder or a dating service or anything of that sort, but it's just to create safe spaces where they can just go out and have fun and not feel guilty about it. Because I mean, seeing my mom in her space, it's really hard for them to understand that it's your life still needs to go on. And literally, people who are in that grief space are walking around dead on the inside. They're completely dead. They're just passing time. It feels as though they're passing time. And through events like retreats, even a lot of retreats where you've got specific content um, that's going to be done, working with people like life coaches, like laughter coaches. There's a whole bunch of different aspects that needs to be reintroduced into your life.
Did you say laughter coaches?
There's laughter coaches, yes, that's a thing.
Because you see, I would have mistaken a laughter coach for just being a comedian, and we have young people now who, I know some of them are sitting by the clinics, the libraries, just to be able to log on to the Wi-Fi hotspots so that they can tune in, so they can go onto Facebook, and do their things, and you'll come to find that some of them generally or naturally have the ability to make people laugh, and I think it's quite important that you elaborate just quickly on that one so that they know that they don't have to go and study to become a doctor. They can literally use that natural ability that they have to actually earn an income, make a living, change society, because it's very difficult. Look, you don't need money to change society, but it's always better when you have it, because you can do it at a faster rate, more rapidly, more aggressively.
It's more sustainable.
You understand what I'm saying? So I just want you to touch on it quickly, on the laughter coach. What is it all about? What do you do when you're a laughter coach?
So literally, a laughter coach kind of teaches you to embrace. So firstly, there's a lot of laughing that goes on. They do really funny things to make you laugh, but it's not a comedian telling jokes. It's about being present in your space and genuinely laughing from your stomach. It's not the superficial laugh like when you kind of numb on the inside and someone tells you something and just giggle slightly. It's about helping people to open up and be real about what they're feeling. And I didn't realize that there was such a need for laughter coaches until I started exploring it. And having gone through a few corporate events where there were laughter coaches and things like that, and all they do is they literally genuinely teach you to just be present, release, relax, and then laugh, because it's more authentic, it's more open. And there's numerous health benefits of with laughing, but I think a lot of people hold that back. And no, it's definitely an industry that people need to look at. There's so many ways that you can look at complementary therapies. You don't have to study to be that psychologist or that physiotherapist or whatever. There's Reiki, which is slightly different. There's multiple therapies that people can look at. So the youth has a lot more opportunities open right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, make people laugh and make some money as well.
Get paid to do it.
Yeah.
3 minutes past the hour of 11. We've just had an amazing 1 hour. with Atishka Mackin, um, a good friend, and like she said, a sister, a wife. In fact, a sister to everybody, not only a sister to her brothers and the dogs, all the animals. Um, in closing, what is it that we didn't touch on that you would love to share with people, or that you would that you would love people to know?
I think the main thing for me is that don't be afraid to go seeking and not seeking knowledge, and also seeking tribes that you are comfortable being around. So I've joined multiple places. So I'm part of the Goddess Academy, which is an incredible space of women who just share knowledge and support each other. And I never ever thought that I would be in such a space, but or that I needed that tribal support. But it's been amazing, especially in your darkest times. It's a really an incredible space. So I've also become an ambassador for Future Females, which is a female entrepreneurship network. Not just female, it's literally open to everyone, but the focus was on helping females to identify the things that are holding them back from starting their businesses, from taking it one step forward. And being a part of these different places has definitely helped shape my character and who I've become right now. It's added to the courage and the bravery that I needed to see in myself in order to take myself and put myself here in front of a microphone instead of hiding behind the scenes. And like I said, the main thing is don't allow things to hold you back because you're too scared about it. You know, take that step, try it. I wouldn't be here if I was still as afraid as I used to be. And I think, dealing with death and grief, it definitely puts things into perspective. It adds a layer of bravery to your life when you start questioning, what am I doing? What am I leaving behind? And hopefully Dressed with Legacy is what I'm able to leave behind, and it just grows in leaps and bounds.
And where do people get in touch with you? Should people want to find out more about Dressed with Legacy, people want to find out or know more about your personal journey, or if they have specific questions that they would like to ask you, which platforms are they able to reach out to you and get your attention, of course?
So literally, I'm an open book. You can find me on Facebook, Atishka Sonamakan. That's there. The link would be on the page as well, so you guys can definitely join me there. I'm also I'm quite busy on Instagram, so you can find me on my personal profile or Dressed with Legacy. They're both intertwined. They're both cross-linked to each other. So Dressed with Legacy is the only one that's there. My name is the only one that's there. It's the only one that's spelled that way as well. So I'm pretty unique. You can find me very easily. And yeah, if you need to ever email me and talk to me, I mean, it's atishka@gmail.com. Very simple. I got the email right when Gmail first started. So there is, again, only one of me. Just make sure you spell it correctly. But yeah, I'm available.
And
I'm happy to chat.
the correct spelling is?
It's ATISHCA.
7 minutes past the hour of 11. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in, for listening, for watching on Facebook. And should you be listening to the podcast at a later stage, thank you for listening to today's show. We really and truly appreciate you taking your time. You could be doing a lot of other things, but you opted to be watching or listening to us. And yeah, we really appreciate that. So, shout out to everybody who cycled or is currently cycling in Sharpeville today. All the guys, please, motorists, keep a lookout for the cyclists. Right, stay wider of the rider. Um, the guys are just on pedal cycles. Please don't mow them down. Be considerate, share the road. And with that said, we are currently 156 days to the fourth annual Cycle for Change. We're doing it again in aid of reading, encouraging you to read. Don't just come on Facebook and read the comments, because it's not a book, it's a chat site. So We don't read on Facebook. We get updated on Facebook, but we read books. Please read books that are in aligned with what it is that you love. Read books that are in alignment with your passion and your strengths. And then it's going to be extremely difficult for you to put the book down. But if you're a mechanic and you're reading novels, it's oil and water, it's not going to mix. You're going to end up hating books. You're going to end up being traumatized every time you see a book. So, those are one of the reasons why you are probably not reading, because you've been reading the wrong books all along, or you've been forced to read the wrong books. Um, I can talk all day, ladies and gentlemen, but all good things come to an end. Um, I'm at Linzito85 on all social media platforms, at LINZITO, the numerals 85. And I will see you guys again next week, Tuesday. Please be safe. For the students, get a holiday job, make some extra cash, start getting into the habit of working and doing your own things and being independent. Sadly, that is my time. Sharp and away.
You deserve.
Thank you very much for
better.
coming
What you
in. Let
talking
me
about?
just quickly do.
Listen to me very carefully. You deserve to see what your life would look like if you gave 120%. Are you hearing what I'm telling you, baby? Listen to me very closely, right? You gotta get this. You deserve, right? You've been living 70%, 80%, we've been talking about it. And you're looking at the results, the outcome, right? You reap what you sow. You're looking at the outcome of somebody giving 70%. Like everything you have, everything you are, everything you're doing, like it's 70, 80. And what I need you to do is I need you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, come on, quit, stop playing. I deserve to see what my life would look like if I gave 120%. Now, I told a story years ago on YouTube, years ago, Dr. Maybank, Michigan State University, I'll never forget. She told this story, man, that blew my mind, right? She took me back to kindergarten, like, and you gotta get this in your spirit. Sister girl took me back to kindergarten, the hokey pokey, right? And so she told the story of the hokey pokey that blew my mind, right? And I'm telling it to you today. Because that's how important the story was. That's how salient it was. Like, it was impactful. It moved me, right? And she said in kindergarten, right? You learn in kindergarten that you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, right? You put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, she said, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about, right? And so she started breaking the song down. And she said, first you put that left out, right? And then you go to the next level and you put that right out, right? Then she said, you put that left arm out, right? Right? You know the song.